So this is my 1995 Mitsubishi Pajero long wheelbase 2.8. Had it off the road for a few years because it needs welded. Well, I know it needs welding, and we're going to find out just how much welding it needs. I've already had a quick look in there and it's not good. And also the chassis isn't good, and the other side's not much better. In fact, the other side's worse. Around the sills and the arches, as you can see right through on the ground. So we're going to get on the lift, take the plastics off, take the side steps off, and start cutting stuff out and see how bad it is. Oh, that's heavy. Get a good look at this now. Wow. Oh, I can see right through. That's pretty badly rotted. And down there. And up here. I've done one of these chassis before. I bought one of these before these Pajeros, and the chassis was rotten in it too. Only I didn't know because someone had filled in along here with newspaper and body filler and then painted it all black. So I didn't know till I got home. I had a look around it and I seen it didn't look the right shape, so I started poking at it and it all fell apart. So I got that. It wasn't as bad as this one, like it was probably plated along here and underneath, so it wasn't too bad. But the chassis is easy to weld. It's this that is the problem. Wow, you can see right out through the sill the whole way along. Yeah, that's not good. We're gonna have to see how bad that is when we get these side steps off and the covers off, but it ain't gonna be pretty. This is the last bolt coming out now. I snapped a couple. What do you expect? Gonna want to get these skirts off. Well, it looks like there's a screw in there, but it's obviously not screwed into anything. A row of screws along the bottom. I don't really know how the top's held in. Might have to open the doors to get that. Probably a special tool for taking these things out, but I generally just break them out. Worry about them later. Nicely came out. Wonder why that was rotten. Probably gonna end up taking this whole external wheel arch trim off anyway, so I might as well take it off first. There's just rivets the whole way around here, top rivets. So I'll take the heads off them and hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. Oh dear. Muck gets stuck in the back here and then starts to rot it through, and it's actually rotted. I have the edge left on that, but if you look in there you can see it's rotted the whole way through. Chassis on this side isn't that bad though. A few patches along here, that'll be easy enough to patch. A wee bit there, also easy enough to patch. But like, let me just see what's in this. I don't really know how it builds up, but it's just full of muck and well, all those hard bits are the bits of the chassis from the inside, I'd imagine. But pretty solid. I'll get the skirt off the other side and see how bad it is. Actually, I haven't got this piece off yet. This is what we started to do. Still not really too sure how that's supposed to come off. These are just brackets. Oh, it's glued. Interesting. Alright. Come off. Oh dear. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, I knew it was going to get worse. Oh, it's a screw. Oh, come out. Oh, yeah. There we go. Tasty. Oh yes, look at that. That is impressive. That is a lot of rot. Wow. And it doesn't stop there. Oh! Oh my God. I've seen better looking stuff coming out of the sea. Wow. Oh my God. Just keeps going. Well, on a plus side, this piece here, which is very hard to fabricate, and up there, that seems solid enough. This corner piece seems solid enough. So we might get away with, if I do it, cutting right along there and getting a piece made. And that way it's a lot easier than having to come around that corner and that corner. But we'll just have to get it all cut out first and see what it looks. But yeah, that's a lot of work. Taking all the covers off this side, and it's bad, but it's not as bad as the other side. There's still a bit of stuff left. Pretty bad in there. I mean, it's all gonna have to get cut out, but it doesn't look as bad right now. The chassis is actually worse on this side, but I already knew that. So I'm gonna start cutting bits of the chassis out and patch it up, get it welded up, and then we're gonna see what we can do with the arches. Now is a pretty excellent time to take out all the stuff that is trapped in there. Probably not with your finger, but with the loose stuff. I bought like cavity wax that I'm going to use on it when it's finished. That'll coat the inside of the cavity with some kind of rust proofing. Stop it rusting again from the inside out. So the easiest way to do your patch is to take what you just cut out, bring it over to your sheet steel or whatever you're going to make it out of, and use it as a template to draw around, cut that piece out, bring it over to your chassis, and once you set it in you can weld it in with a couple of magnets across here and here, and that will hold it in flush, and you'll not really notice it once it's painted. So I'll get this marked up and cut out and we'll bring it over. That's the replacement piece cut, and you can see the way the magnets are holding it in place. Not only does it hold it in place for you to weld it, but it holds it straight with this other piece. So when you are welding it, it looks pretty good after. You can see I have V'd out the two pieces, so chamfered them. That allows the weld somewhere to go when I start welding it. If you try and weld two square cut pieces, the weld just sits on top. That makes a stronger and tidier looking weld as well. We'll get this all tacked in and repeat for the other smaller ones. So you can see there, I prefer to do a load of spot welds, especially when you're butting two pieces of steel together like that, because if you try and do a long bead, you'll just blow holes in it. The two pieces will work away from each other and you'll put holes in it. Keep the welder up high. I find the best, gets a good penetration, and just spot it in, sort of keep an eye on the two pieces of metal you're welding, make sure you don't apply too much heat. And basically do that the whole way around. You can grind it down a bit if you want to tidy it up, but that's it. That's all you need to do. That's definitely better than a big massive hole. Doesn't take that long either, as long as you've got good access. You can do some pretty quick patching. See, there's a small hole there I need to hit again. Look at all that. Wow. So here I mustn't have it's obviously a bit thin there still, so I'll need to extend that patch slightly. So I've had to cut the back and the bottom out of the chassis here, but you can see through to the patch I put on the outside, and it's pretty tidy in there. So I'll just cut 2 pieces of steel. I'm not going to fold it, I'll just weld it. That's the 2 pieces there. Oh, what goes in? That one's going in like that. And then I have a bottom piece in here, bottom piece to go in, but I'll tack this one in first. And then I can tack the other one to it. Well, there's that side done. It turned into a bit bigger than I was expecting, but she's solid now. Grind a few of those welds back, and we'll eventually give her some paint when we're done. So a wee bracket to put back on here for the anti-roll bar, and then a few patches on the other side, and that'll be the chassis element finished. So we'll just then have to move on to doing the bodywork, which will probably be more interesting. Chassis finished, moving on to the bodywork, and I've started cutting out all the rot along the sill, and I've tacked in a new inner sill piece here. I'll have a few tacks along here, and I'm going to weld it. I'll probably have to seam weld it along the back so that it can be seen. But for the outer part of the sill, I got these made up the same profile as the original. And then that's going to fit in there like that, which is quite nice. And we have, you see in there, that's all going to be spot welded, DIY style spot welded, but I'll have to seam weld along the top, so there's going to be a lot of welding. And once that's in, I should be able to bring this inner arch down and fabricate the right shape to slot in there and close that all up. It's probably going to be covered with plastic anyway, so it makes no difference, but we'll get started. few more things we need to do to this. The brakes are sticking from being sitting up. That was really bad. And we have movement in our front anti-roll bar. I'm going to do the drop links, anti-roll bar bushes, new set of brake pads, and clean the slider pins, and hopefully the calipers aren't seized, and that should sort the brakes out on the front and any knocking that there might be as well. So let's get to doing that. Huh? What's wrong? Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Daddy. What?
There. There. There, Daddy.
What?
Screwdriver.
Oh, thanks.
On a run. 1 plus 1. Okay, run. Go backwards.
Where are you going with that wheel, mate?
Huh?
Where are you going with the wheel?
Oh no. Yep, my end. My end there. Yep, my end. Yep, my end. What's that? Come on. What's that? That's Buddy.
That was a birdie, yeah?
That's Buddy. It's all Gertie's Buddy. Gert.
Too tight. Watch your head!
Huh?
Watch your head. I didn't know it was going to swing around.
Huh?
I didn't know that would have swung around. Don't!
I hurt my finger. I hurt my finger.
That it does.
Huh?
Hey, that it does.
What's that?
Let's see what.
That one cut.
Well, I was hoping that sticky caliper was just going to be slider pins, but it was actually the pistons themselves in the calipers. So I had a rebuild kit before sitting on the shelf, and I'm going to put it into it. So these are the two old pistons. Took them out and cleaned them up, but you can see corrosion on them, pitting to the piston. Whereas the new ones are obviously machined. So I have two new oil seals, dust seals. That's for the bleed nipple. Seal for the slider pin, and two slider pin boots. So I'll fit the two oil seals first. I've given the caliper a wash. I stripped it and cleaned it. Cleaned out the grooves where the seals sit. So lube everything with a bit of brake cleaner or brake fluid. Fit them in. On other calipers I've built, you would put the dust seal in and then slide everything through, but that is a very small hole and that piston is not going through that way. So I would imagine, seeing as there's a snap ring as well, which holds the seal in place, that we'll put the seal on first. Make sure it's seated correctly. See how it's flipped over. Again, some oil on the seal. Now this will slide in here easy, just push it in with your fingers. Make sure it's straight though. If it wedges, if it goes off centre, it'll wedge. There we go. And at this stage we'll feed the seal in to its groove. Send it in the whole way first. There we go. Just be careful if you're using a screwdriver or a pick or something that you don't cut the seal, because that wouldn't be good. I think that's worked. It has indeed. Okay, that worked. Not that you'll be able to see it in this car because the wheels I have on, you can't really see through them. They're quite solid, but just thought I'd give it a bit of paint before it goes back on. Welding's all finished, sills are done, chassis is done, it's been painted, undercoated with red oxide undercoat. I'm going to revisit underneath and wash it all down and get a good clean surface, and we'll paint the whole chassis. And the floor pan and everything. There's another patch. This side's been done. That actually turned into a full sill. I thought it was only going to be a few patches, but there was one more at the front. Got the calipers back on, new copper pipes on them as well, new pads. Well, that was a ton of work getting all that welding done, but on the plus side, it did go through its test first time, and it's actually been a while since I did that video, did the work on this. It's been about a year and a half, and it has went through another MOT since then. But we're going to come back and have a look at how everything's holding up in here. Still got some red paint, which is good. Everything still seems pretty solid. No mention of anything on the last MOT. Let's see the sills. Oh, they are looking a wee bit rusty again. I'll need to get some proper paint on those. Inside, it's all good. Let's go check out the other side. Yeah, it's like flaking a wee bit. That's all solid. Oh, that's definitely not solid, but that doesn't matter. That's good. See the sill on this side. Yeah, it's all good. Definitely gonna need to get some paint on that side. And the inside, all good there as well. So I'll just do a quick walk around while we're here. It's a 1995 Mitsubishi Pajero 2.8 long wheelbase Exceed model. So we have, although I have a seat cover on it, we've got leather seats, heated seats, middle rows leather, and there's two for the boot that I haven't got in at the minute, but they're also leather. We've got aircon, sunroof, automatic with the Super Select 4-wheel drive, so you can change into 4-wheel drive on the move up to 60 miles an hour, I think it is. So it's in 2-wheel at the minute. Click it forward, that'll be 4 high. That's 4 high with a locked centre differential, and then that's 4-wheel drive in the low box with the locked centre differential. These don't have, well, if this has a limited slip diff, I think, on the rear. The front diff's open on these. You can buy like locking kits and all for them, but they're exceptionally expensive. You might notice that I've changed this. I have another video coming up of more work I did to it for the last MOT, which includes putting that bull bar on, or that's not really an MOT thing. I'd like to get the side steps back on because I've lifted it, so it is quite high off the ground. There's my knee, so it's knee height off the ground. I've got some side steps back on. There's armrests for the seats in the back. You flip them up, flip the seats down, flip them forward. This gives you quite a space in the back. I reckon these were ahead of their time in 1995, considering other cars that were about. So there's like the back, it's huge, just have this down to protect the carpet. I also made this wee makeshift table one day. This is kind of handy sometimes you're out on the beach or something. And you can lock that in there. You can climb up the back if you need to get onto the roof. Yeah, climb up the back ladder if you need to go on the roof, which is quite big. I'm not a small person and this roof rack takes me quite a good view from up here. Getting down. Yeah, I'm going to end the video here. It would have been a shame to not fix this, but I think in reality, if you didn't have a shop and were able to weld, it probably would have went to the scrap, because it would have been worth more. It would have cost more than the car's worth to actually get it welded up. But if you don't keep some of these old cars on the road, they're just all going to dwindle away and be replaced with modern boring junk that needs engines every 50,000 miles. Thanks for watching, and check out the next video I'm going to do on this. Will be work I did after this work, but before this part of the video. See you later.